K9RMR.
K9RMR.
Transmitting from facilities provided by the White River Broadcasting Company located in Scipio, Indiana. This is the Jennings County Amateur Radio Association repeater, KC9PIE.
Welcome to the N9JWR repeater system net on Tuesday at 7:30 with JCARA 73.
KBIDFN, the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net, will occur on these frequencies in 4 minutes. This is KB90FN activating the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net. Our transmitter site is located in Scipio, Indiana on the WWWY Broadcasting Tower, courtesy of the White River Broadcasting Company. Net control for this session is KB90FN, and my name is Randy. Stations with emergency or priority traffic may interrupt the net at any time. The net meets every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. local on the KC9PIE 14525, KC9TME 442975, and the N9JWR Edinburgh repeater on 443.025, 101.03.5 PL. Membership in any group is not required for participation, and all check-ins are always welcome. When you check into the net this evening, please indicate your name, your call sign phonetically, and your location, please. If the repeater fails, we'll go to whichever repeater remains viable, or go to 147.585 simplex. A couple of reminders. Next week from tonight, March 22nd, at 6 p.m. at the North Vernon Library, will be the Jennings County version of National Weather Service's Storm Spotter training, so spread the word on that. A week from tonight at 6 p.m. Don't know if we'll have a net or not, because probably all net people will be there at the training. So I'll keep that in mind next week. And then April 6th on Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon, of course, is the Bartholomew County Hamfest, and I am certainly looking forward to that. Is there anyone that has any information, questions, or traffic for the net? If so, please call now.
This is WB9USX with a question. Randy?
WB9USX with a question. Go ahead, Kurt.
Does anybody have any information about the Lautner Valley ARA over in Dearborn County? The last 2 weeks, they haven't had a net. I don't know if they've moved the time or what, but last night, about quarter after, Earl checked in, and I echoed Earl, said hi to him, and then somebody else checked in, and I didn't get his call, and that was it. So I don't know if they moved time or what, but the repeater still works.
Okay, well, that's a very good question. Is there anyone on frequency that knows anything about the Lawrenceburg, I can't say that, Lawfree Valley Amateur Radio Net that's on Monday nights on the 147.285? Maybe some of the Osgood guys will come in later on. Maybe they know something about it or know someone that we can ask.
Okay, thank you, Randy.
Very good. That takes care of Kurt. Anyone else with questions, comments, or traffic from the net? If so, please call. Is Dave N9VFS. Thanks, Dave, if you're listening, for checking in. I appreciate it. And N9JWR, who is undergoing some college courses right now. So Jerry N9JWR, I doubt that you're listening, but if you are, hello to you too, and thanks for keeping that Edinburgh repeater going. Sounding as good as it does. Short time check-ins, Alpha through November. So let's start.
KD9 and 5.
and I didn't get to check anything until after 10:30. Did they have any activities, or were you around the repeater this morning around 10:15 for the statewide test?
No, I didn't have one on.
Okay, I have a question for the net. Is anybody aware if they did bring up the Skywarn today on the one 442-975? If so, please call now, and then we'll go back to check-in.
Randy, yes, they did. They at 10:15 they started the net. N9 GDR did, and then at 10:30 they closed it down. K9RMR.
Very good. I logged into W9ICE from the office on Echo Link, and that was right at 10:30, and I heard your call sign. KC9 is a YU.
Yankee Echo uniform.
Yeah, so I had a couple of the nurses I work with. I went, oh, wow, it's 10:30. I need to check into this whole storm spotter thing. Logged into Echo Link, and I heard your call sign. That must have been the very end of it. Okay, well, good. I just wanted to make sure that that they did that and that our system was up and running. I appreciate that. We'll go back to short time check, and thanks, YU. I appreciate that more than you know. Solved my curiosity. Anyone else short time check in Alpha through November?
Kilo Golf, Niner Delta Kilo, that's KG9DK. John, Bartholomew County, short time. Good evening, Randy, and to the rest of that.
Kilo Delta 9, Golf Uniform Victor, Greg in Scott County, mobile, southern end of Scott County.
We got Karen, KD9SIL so far, KD9 Kilo Golf 9 Delta Kilo. John, good evening, and thanks for checking in. And Greg, KD9GUV mobile on the south side of Scott County. All right, and that's borders with my county, or Clark County. Anyway, he's way down there. Thanks, Greg. Drive safe. Anyone else short time Alpha through November? We'll go.
Kilo Oscar Papa Lima, Joe in Columbus.
Kilo Bravo 9, Delta Oscar, Earl, Canaan, no traffic.
I think the next one, it was a triple.
Kilo Alpha 9, Joe in Columbus.
Okay, Joe, we got you. Now, who else is in there?
Whiskey 9, Echo, Juliet, Lima, W9EJL, Eric, down in Scottsburg.
Kilo Charlie 9, Yankee Echo uniform, David, Seymour, Indiana.
Kilo 9er Bravo Sierra Charlie, a little late today. Short time, no traffic.
Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, Randall Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Randy, and everybody on the net this evening.
Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Victor Papa, KD9 RVP, Ryan, Elizabethtown. I was going to get on the short time, no traffic.
Okay, I'll take a break here for a second. We had Joe, KE9OPO, Eric, W9EJL. Thank you for checking in tonight, Eric. KC9YEU, he was the man with the information I needed tonight. Appreciate it, David. Kilo 9 Bravo Sierra Charlie. David, he was just going to go short time. Sounding good tonight, David. Hope all is well. K9RMR. Randall, we will be back to you for your comments. KJ9Q Gerald, a little short on audio, but good signal in your short time. And Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Victor Papa, Ryan, on short time as well. Any other stations, Alpha through Zulu?
W1 TOD, Todd, southeast side of Seymour.
And 9 CJT, Noel in Columbus.
And 9 IDC, and Osgood Roberts.
K9RPD, Bruce and Columbus. Okay, Bryce, Bruce, is that K9 Romeo, Papa Delta? Romeo, Papa Bravo.
Net control, please recognize Kilo 4 Juliet Tango Alpha. That's K4 JTA.
Just to let you know, K9RMR is short time.
Okay, Randall, we will not call on you. And, wow, from Henry County, Kentucky, Jeffrey Todd Anderson. I got you there, K4 JTA. And we also had, I wanted to correct that, I had Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Papa Bravo there. Appreciate that. N9 IDC, Robert over in Osgood. N9 CJT, Noel up in Columbus. W1 TOD, Todd over in Seymour. And that takes me up to that list. And anyone else, regular check-ins, Alpha through Zulu.
Kilo Bravo 9, Delta Delta Oscar, Earl, Canaan, no traffic.
WB9 U.S.A again.
Okay, KB9 DDO, got you over there, Earl. Thanks for stopping by. WB9 USX, we'll get back to you just shortly. Anyone else? Alpha through Zulu. This is the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net and KB9 EFS. I believe on a regular check-in, we'll go over to Seymour Todd, W1 TOD. To me. Noel, N9 CJT. Good evening, Noel. How are things over there in Bartholomew County?
Still able to sit up and take nourishment. Hi. This is N9 CJT with nothing really to add. Randy, back to you.
Okay, very good. I appreciate it, Noel. And I did do a plug for the April 6th, 8 a.m. Bartholomew County 4-H Fairgrounds Hamfest, April 6th, 8 a.m. to noon. Your patronage will be appreciated. Let's go on over to Robert in Osgood. Robert, Kurt had a question earlier in IDC. Do you know anything about the Laughlin County net over there in Lawrenceburg?
Correction.
Oh, correction from Noel. Did I get the date wrong?
Yeah, it's April 2nd, Saturday. N9 CJT.
All right, you might want to be there the 2nd, or you'd be a week late. Huh, I got that April 6th off of a internet site. It must have been the wrong year. Okay, stand corrected. April 2nd. Don't go on the 6th. 8 a.m. to noon. Bartholomew County Hamfest. N9 IDC. Robert, question. Laughlin County, Lawrenceburg net. Has it changed or do anything about it?
N9 IDC. No, I don't, Larry. If it's Monday night, I'm usually over across the street over at the fire meeting.
Yep. You want to fill us in on what's going on over there in Ripley County?
Oh, not too much. Just like everybody else, just trying to enjoy a nice, quiet, warm, trying day, getting everything done. Hopefully this week, and things will start getting better. Been making a few changes. Just getting a little bit out of town. Just trying to feel better after the loss. So it's still hard at times, and just trying to cope with it as I go. Trying to get back into the radio, trying to get back to a lot of things, just trying to sort things out. Just, you can kind of figure out what's going on. So, but, hey, I just want to let you know, Randy, if you wouldn't mind, also checking N9 ICV for me short time, we would appreciate it. Back to you.
Okay, we'll get N9 ICV and Chris. Let me go back up to the top of the list now. I got distracted. Joe, are you still on frequency, and did you have anything you wanted to add? K9OPO.
Well, good evening, Randy. Not a whole lot from here. Decided to check in from the Edinburgh repeater this time and see how well I do that way. You're sounding good, and thanks for doing the net as always. Wish everybody a good week. Gorgeous day out there today, and I think we're starting to head into that part of the year, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to the Columbus Hamfest. Be nice to get together and not social distance. Hi. Everybody have a good one. K9OPL, back to net.
Got it. Thanks, Joe. I'll try to listen into your guys' net tonight. Won't be able to link up just at the moment. I got a couple other things going on. And thanks for everything you do up there in Bartholomew County. Let's go over to Eric, Whiskey 9 Echo Juliet Lima. Eric, you still on frequency?
Good evening, Randy. Good evening to the net. I've checked in, I think, last week, maybe for the first time. I've been about 20 years QRT and living out of the area. So, now 6 months or so, been pulling some gear back together, setting up a station, and getting back on the air and going around kind of checking on the nets and what's going on in the region here. I've kind of missed being on the air. So as life makes its way toward retirement, I am gearing back up to get more active in the hobby. So I appreciate you guys letting me jump in. Machine sounds great. Everybody sounds good. And looking forward to being here a little more often. So 73 to all, and everyone have a good evening. Back to the net, KB90FN, W9EJL.
All right, great signal, great audio coming into the repeater tonight on your end as well. Well, welcome back to the area, and welcome to retirement, and welcome back to ham radio. So if you've been away a while, we do have a 440 machine. I'm not sure, I didn't listen for your tone to see which one you came in on. And since we're getting into storm season, and today was the statewide test, on the 442.975, Central Indiana Skywarn has command of that repeater, and it's part of the, 22 county Central Indiana Skywarn net. So during severe weather, if you can't hear the 14697 in Indy, tune into the 442.975. It's under their control. Let's go over to David, who was kind enough to tell me that Skywarn did bring up the net today, and the system was still functioning. Thanks, David. Good evening. KC9YEU. Let's go. Let's see. We called Todd. He didn't answer. We got Nolan. He corrected me. We got Robert and Chris, and that was good. We will go to K9RPB. Good evening.
K9RPB. Good evening, Randy, and everybody on the net. Just doing a little workout in the wood shop for a few minutes while we got extended daylight now. Enjoying some weather. I don't have much more other than that, so back to net control, K9RPB.
All righty. Well, thank you for taking time out of this beautiful evening to check in, as we certainly appreciate it. We add that to our tally. Let's move over to Jeff. Haven't heard Jeff in a while, and we'll plug his net that he's part of. It's the triple nickel simplex net. He can probably fill us in a little more on the details that occurs on Wednesday nights. K4JTA. Good evening, Jeff, and you're sounding good up all the way into Jennings County tonight.
This is K4JTA, and thank you so much, Randy. Good to hear you. Sounds like you got a great net going on. A lot of good check-ins. We do a triple nickel simplex net every Wednesday, 7:30. That's Eastern Standard Time on 146.555. So if you'd like to stretch your RF legs and see if you can check into either net control or one of the two relay control ops, we'd welcome you with open arms. It's a lot of fun. Get a chance to see who all you're able to hear, and we also do a trivia towards the end of the net too. So some of them are better than others, but it gives everybody a chance to interact and see what kind of useless knowledge we store up in our noodles. So if that sounds like fun to you, 146.555, the triple nickel simplex net. We take all comers. As long as you got a amateur radio license, you're welcome to join. And other than that, man, what about today? 72 degrees here, and I don't know about you folks, but it kind of makes me grin from ear to ear, and it just I feel good all over. So it was certainly a nice day, to say the least. But I wish that we'd have every day like this, but I don't usually get what I wish for. I guess I hadn't been a good boy. So. But anyhow, that's about it. Randy, you're doing great. Thanks for allowing me to come on and say hello to you guys up that way and plug the simplex net. So that's about all I got. Everybody's sounding great down here in Henry County. I'm 25 miles 25, 30 miles northeast of Louisville, a little town called Henry County, and we do appreciate it. Everybody's got some pretty good stations up that way. So back to you, Randy. God bless. 73 off.
All right, Jeff, thanks for coming up on the repeater tonight. I appreciate it. I'll be over at my Louisville location tomorrow night, so I'll be checking in there. And, we hit 74 degrees here in Floyd's Knob, so I wasn't mad about that when I got home. Also, for the Triple Nickel Simplex Net, they have a social media page as well as just Google it. I believe they've got a internet page as well. So that's it for that. Thanks, Jeff. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. KB9DDO over in Canaan. Good evening, Earl.
Yeah, kind of good to check in there. You hear from all of the area there. My middle-aged son lives out there on Floyd Knobs there. So, kind of, you even tell me the weather down there and all that. Everything sounds good. So just everybody have a real good. Lawrenceburg, like Kurt there, I was wondering about that there, but something will show up one of these days there, so just everybody take care, have a real good week, and enjoy this nice weather. KB9DDO.
Okay, Earl, you didn't mention it, but I would allow that patch of ice on the north side of your house is melted by now, so you don't have to use so much caution. You can go out the regular tour. Okay, great to hear from you, Earl. Take care and enjoy the weather. Let's go over to Kurt, WV9USX. Good evening, Kurt.
Good evening, Randy. Everybody on the net. Enjoying the beautiful weather. And at our Phoenix County Health Department meeting last night, it's our quarterly meeting, everything is definitely winding down. We're starting to give plenty of flu vaccines. I think last week we only had 5 COVID, so that's good. And most of the state is either in green or blue, which is terrific. There's a couple of counties that are still red, but it's all winding down, so that's good news. So this pass along 73s, guys, and for you next week. This is WV9USX, back to net control.
Okay, this is KB9EFN with the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net. Broadcasting from Scipio, a little bit north of North Vernon. I'm down here in Floyd's Knobs. Kurt, I don't know if you heard me mention, everything I have indicates this coming Tuesday night, the 22nd, 6 p.m. at the library, storm spotter training.
Is that going to be a virtual thing, or is somebody from the Weather Bureau coming down?
I believe they will have the usual slideshow and representative.
Okay, just broadcast that again so everybody can hear.
Yeah, March 22nd at the North Vernon Public Library, just adjacent to the JC on State Road 3 north of town. March 22nd, 6 p.m. Be there. All right, let's see. That's it. I'm at the bottom of the list. Does anyone else have questions, comments, or would like to check in before we close the net?
VFS testing RF.
N9VFS, your frequency or your radio frequencies are radiating. Actually sound pretty good tonight. Good evening, Dave. I did give you a shout out for your social media presence.
KB9EFN, I heard that. I'm pretty much always listening. I just thought I'd check. Conditions seem to be good. Have 73, everyone, and I'll talk to you again. N9VFS back to net control.
Okay, Dave, keep up the stamina. You're sounding good tonight. Anyone else, Alpha through Zulu, or anyone question, comments, anything? All right, that's it for me. There may or may not be a net next week at 7:30. We'll find out. Depends on how the storm spotter thing goes. And I'll make an announcement on the repeater as it gets close to that time of the evening when I figure out what's going on. This is K9RMR. I want to sincerely thank everybody for stopping in tonight. It's so nice outside, coming in and getting on the radio. It started out kind of slow, and it turned out real well. So we'll be back next week with an announcement whether it'll be a full net or not. This is KB9RMR, Site 73.
K9EFN, KD9SIL.
Yeah, Aaron, KD9SIL.
Your thoughts about for the next meeting, trying to do a hybrid in person with also a Zoom format. I need to talk to Gene about it, but to try to get everybody included and be able to do both of them. Has anybody ever tried that?
No, but that would be a great idea. And maybe bring a laptop in. They've got that big monitor there. It should be pretty easy to hook up to.
I was thinking I'd set up my laptop as an actual user. Gene could run it from his house, and basically they'd hear our meeting, everything going on, and we just have everybody mute their mics so they could hear the meeting, and then when it was time, we'd open them up.
I vote yes for that. So you run that through there. Anybody else? And I'm going to really try to be there this time. And do you plan on being over at the library?
I actually forgot about it. I got to check my schedule. I don't have my phone with me. I'm going to check and see, but I'm going to try to attend. I just got to make sure there's no conflicts. I will email Gene and see what his thoughts are then.
Okay. They usually let us do like a little 5-minute talk, and I have a handout that we pass around promoting amateur radio at the meeting. So that's all I have to add. Appreciate that. That's a great idea. Anything else?
I just wanted to ask you about it because I know about 50% of the guys want one, 50 want the other, and I thought, well, we try to hybrid one, see what it'll do, and maybe that'll get everybody included.
Roger, roger. I'm for it.
89SIO.
All right, be safe, Aaron. KB9EFN.
To the N9JWR repeater system, PL tone 103.5, Edinburgh and Shelby County. Have a great day, 73.
The J.C.A.R.A. repeater system KC9PIE. The time is 8:03 p.m.
South Central Area Net. This is K9OPL, Kilo Alpha 9, Oscar Papa Lima. My name is Joe, located here in Columbus and Bartholomew County, serving as net control for this session of the South Central Area Net. This net meets every Tuesday evening beginning at 8:30 p.m. local time on the Columbus Amateur Radio Club 2-meter repeater, operating on a frequency of 146.79 megahertz with a minus offset and a PL tone of 103.5 hertz. Net meets for the purpose of passing traffic, promoting good fellowship among amateur radio operators, and practicing net procedures. This is a directed net. Please address all communications through net control. Once again, net control is KA9OPL. My name is Joe, located here in Columbus. This time, do we have any stations holding emergency or priority traffic? Do we have any non-emergency routine traffic? What's your name? Give your call sign using standard ITU phonetics as well as in plain English. At this time, do we have any announcements for the net?
N9CJT1 announcement. Good evening, Joe. Just a reminder that the Columbus Hamfest is April 2nd from 8 to noon. Vendors will be loading in the previous evening after 7 p.m. and we have a setup at 6. Hoping to get something like 77 6-foot tables and 22 8-foot tables all put into proper place. The VE testing at the Hamfest will take place from 9 to 11. That doesn't mean that you can show up at 10:55 and start taking your test. That means the examiners will be gone by 11. So folks that are planning on testing should show up very early in that process. That's about all I can think of, Joe. I probably forgot some things, so please feel free to add on. N9CJT, back to net control.
Okay, thanks, Noel. I think you covered it pretty well, and yeah, I think everybody should be getting anxiously awaiting the Hamfest and getting excited about it. It's been a while since we've had a chance to do this, and we can socially not distance hi-hi, and we can have some fun getting to see one another, fellowship, look at all the goodies that will be presented there, and maybe bring a few of them home. So that'll be a good time, and it'll be great to have the VE testing going on. We met this evening and discussed everything that we felt we needed to cover to get it to the place where it's ready to go. This is K9OPL. I'll stand by one more for announcements, and then we'll move forward. Time I'll begin to take short time check-ins. If you would like to be short time, meaning you will not stay for comments, please check in now. I did not hear any short time stations, so I'm going to move on and take regular check-ins. If someone changes their mind, they can tell me later. When your suffix range is called, please check in. Suffix being the first letter following the number in your call is what's considered the suffix, and we do this in alphabetical sequence. Suffixes, stations with suffixes starting with the letters Alpha through Hotel, please.
Golf, Niner, Delta, Kilo, KG9DK, John.
Anyone there? Got you on the list. Any other stations, Alpha through Hotel? So if the station that's trying, give it another try and see if we can get you. Okay, it's interesting because you sound like you're hitting the repeater reasonably well, but I hear no audio whatsoever. Make sure you have your tone set to 103.5, and we'll let you try again after a while. I'm going to take suffixes that start with letters India through Romeo for regular check-in.
Control, please copy Kilo Charlie 9 Romeo Papa X-ray KC9RPX Jimmy and Ellisville, Monroe County on base tonight. No traffic.
9RPB, Bruce, Bartholomew County. GP, Ryan, Bartholomew County. I was actually going to do short time. It just wasn't quick enough, so no traffic tonight.
Got you, Bruce. Ryan. Let me see if I know I've got your call. Is it KD9RVP Romeo Victor Papa?
It's affirmative. KD9RVP. You got it.
Romeo.
This is Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Oscar Delta Kino.
Okay, Kino, newcomer. Give me your call again, please. It's a little slower.
Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Oscar Delta.
Oh, okay, Uniform Oscar Delta, UOD. Okay, you're actually in the next part of the alphabet just for learning's sake, but that's fine. I got you. I was getting ready to call him anyway. And with that, we will call Sierra through Zulu. And welcome aboard, Kino. We do it every Tuesday night, as you know, and Wednesday at 7:30 if you have a chance to check in on the BC Aries net on the same frequency. Let's see. Sierra through Zulu for check-ins.
K9 TLF, November 9, Tango Lima, Foxtrot.
Any others? Let's just go in the entire alphabet. Alpha through Zulu suffixes. Just happen to think, I think, Kino, that means you passed your exam after the club meeting. I think that might have been this weekend. You said you were going to do that. Anyway, we'll get back to you for comments in a while. One more call, Alpha through Zulu, and we're going to go back for comments. Short time check-ins this evening. N9CJT, back to you, Noel, for comments.
Thanks, Joe. I've been looking at various different shortwave receivers recently, and I guess I'm a little amazed at how power hungry they are, and in some cases very underpowered. I really like the MFJ 8100, and yet it uses an internal 9-volt battery for its power source, and the radio draws 300 milliamps. A battery of that sort might hold between 400 and 500 milliamps at absolute maximum. So, yeah, each battery gets you an hour to an hour and a half, somewhere in that range. And it's kind of interesting to me because I've got an old free play radio. It's a South African radio. It's a wind-up, but it also can take external power, and that radio can run for 6 months on the same supply because it consumes so few milliamps. And I'm thinking, what do the South Africans know that we don't? Oh well. N9CJT back to net control. Thanks, Joe.
All right, very good, Noel. That's kind of neat. Is that 8100, is that the, maybe it's the 82. I was trying to remember whether that was the radio that is a regenerative, or is that another model on the MFJ?
No, you got it. It's the regen radio, and it comes either as a kit or wired, depending on how much money you want to spend. And I think it's a super nice little receiver. I just can't believe how much power it consumes. Oh well, it's N9CJT. Back to you, Joe.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm an old-timer like you, and I've got one of the DX390, which cost a little more than the MFJ radio. I don't know what it draws, but it uses, I think, D batteries if you don't plug it in. That's the old Sangean that Radio Shack used to sell. It's a great radio. I mean, I've had mine for over 20 years. It's still going strong. And it's, of course, it does have a BFO in it, so you can receive sideband and CW with it and all that. And it covers, I think, 100 kilohertz to 30 megahertz. So it covers everything in the low, long wave, medium wave, and short wave ranges. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, that is kind of interesting. Of course, if you really want a wide range receiver, but it would be computerized, is get yourself an SDR. And those are a blast, but that's a different kind of fun. This is K9OPL. Let's go to KG9DK.
This is KG9DK. Good evening, Joe, and the rest of the net. Since the topic of shortwave radio was brought up,
one that I've seen in some YouTubes for ham radio people that especially wants to be able to tune in single sideband. It's small and it has the internal rechargeable battery. It's County Com, COUNTY, and the model, the latest model is the GP-7/SSB. Might want to check it out. It has some neat features, very small, very portable. Other than that, don't have a whole lot to add. Appreciate a preview of spring again, maybe even early summer. Maybe that's tomorrow. I might have to get out and rake up a few leaves that escaped the fall raking here, if it gets any better than it was today. Other than that, that's about it. I did go to, the weather spotter. I had to check out after the first intermission for various reasons, and so I got just about the first hour is all. And then today, they had the mock tornado thing, and I did go down to the over to the airport restaurant and down to the basement. I took my dog with me so he could see if he could go up and down the steps, and he did better than I did. That's about it. So this is KG9DK back to net control.
Okay, and thanks for the reminder, John. I did briefly check in on this repeater when the drill went off this morning, and Noel was standing by. I was actually on a meeting at work, a Teams meeting, but I was muted and I wasn't doing anything in that meeting but listening. So I reached across in front of my computer and picked up, in that case, my FT70 U.S.A radio, and I was quickly checking in on that net. By the way, Noel, I also have a free play. I bought it for Leah years ago, and that is kind of a cool little wind-up radio. Not little, though. It's a fairly good size one. KC9RPX, Jimmy, good evening. If you're still around, it's your turn. For your comments. Is that you, Bruce?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Any comments?
Oh, okay. I didn't. It was the tone identified itself, and I didn't hear who you said. No, I just got home and decided I was going to make a console in the wood shop for my excursion for my FT 850-7D. It was sliding around all over the place. Not too much in the snow, anyway. I wasn't driving that fast, but I could tell it wasn't going to stay stationary. So, other than that, haven't really played a lot on the radio. I was planning on maybe doing parks on the air and activating that park, but it was just a little too cold just to sit stationary in the chair and talk on the radio. So I'll send it back to net control, KD9RPB.
Okay, well, very good, Bruce, and yeah, you definitely want to get that radio stabilized and steady, in case you do have to be moving around a little bit. It's always good to do that. Next up, KD9RVP, good evening.
KD9RVP, hey, good evening, everyone. Not much other than I kind of made the step into HF, and I have a new ICOM 7300, so kind of trying to learn menus, and I've been listening on that a bit, and jumped on 10 meter today, and actually heard somebody calling from the Falkland Islands, so that was kind of unique and interesting, I thought. So back to you, KD9RVP.
Wow. Fabulous. Welcome to HF, and as far as I recall, that radio also has D-Star. If you ever decide you want to be playing with that, if I can help you in any way, I'd be more than glad to do that. With that radio, you shouldn't have any trouble if you have any decent 2-meter antenna. You can hit the Shelbyville D-Star repeater without any difficulty and have some fun with that. All right, KD9 K9, Uniform Oscar, Delta, Kilo. Welcome aboard. Your turn.
Thank you very much. Really have nothing to say, but thank you for letting me join the group.
Well, hey, it's a pleasure to have you, and join us anytime you can. Use a repeater, get to know the guys and the gals, and just get used to the radio. And you're sounding good. And like I say, we'll do this again tomorrow at 7:30 if you want to join that net. So congratulations on getting your ticket, and hope to hear from you. And 9TLF, Paul, your turn.
Good evening, Joe. This is N9TLF, Paul in Columbus, Indiana. When Keno gave his call sign, I just looked him up on QRZ, and there he is. So congratulations on getting your license, and we'll look forward to talking to you sometime. Nothing to report from here, really. Just enjoying the nicer weather, and the dog's really enjoying it. He doesn't have to stay inside now. We'll look forward to seeing everyone at the Ham Fest. So we'll turn it back to you, N9TLF.
All right. Very good, Paul. And maybe I'll get to see your better half over there. Haven't seen her in a while. And yeah, I'm looking forward to spending time with a lot of everybody out there. I'm sure there'll be some friends that I haven't seen in quite some time. Some folks from Indy and stuff will be coming down. That'll be great. And it'll be good to see everybody. This is K9OPL with the South Central Area Net. I'm at the bottom of the current list. So we will stand by for additional check-ins. Anyone, anywhere. Certainly anybody wants to stick around and talk about anything after the net, why, please do so. Noel opened up an interesting topic, shortwave receivers, and that's always a fun topic. And it's great to hear about what's out there, new and old. And I still have somewhere the very first communications receiver that I ever had. I don't know if it works or not anymore because I haven't turned it on in a while, which is not a good thing to do, but it's an old HA600, I think was what it was called. It was a Lafayette radio, or I think they used to be Helicrafters at one time, but got that radio when I was I think about 15 years old, and I still have it. I'm not even sure if it's in the house here or if it's in my storage, but I still do have it. It's still, last time I checked, it turned on and still worked. A little bit scratchy. Probably got to get inside it and clean it up a little bit. Used to work that. Used to use that with CW. I used it as a receiver, and I built my first crystal-controlled power oscillator as a transmitter. And I probably worked 20 or 30 states that way when I was a novice, back when. Those were the days. This is K9OPL. I'll stand by. One more call for any check-ins, rechecks, or anything else. Well, it'll be 8:55, and I'm going to call the net closed. And wish everybody a good remainder of the week. Remind you that we have the BC Aries net tomorrow. The D-Star net is Thursday on 24 Bravo for those who have that capability. And Friday night is the Simplex net on 146.43, 7:30. This is K9OPL. Good evening, all 73s. This time, I'm going to call it 8:55. We're going to close net, return repeaters to normal use. Good evening, all.
KG9DK from N9CJT.
You just call me, Noel?
Sure did. Are you in the middle of something, or do you have a minute?
I have a few minutes. Yeah, I forgot to push the mic button.
Okay, you want to go down to 43 Simplex?
Is that the one that we on Friday night?
Sir, 146.430.
Roger, meet you there.
Thank you, sir. N9 CJT clear.
90K clear.